Hello, lovely to be here. Thank you so much to the Nourish team for inviting me to join you today to talk all about finding balance as a working parent. My name is Tamsin Williamson and I am a life and mindset coach for mums, also known as the Parenthood Coach. And through my work, I support and empower ambitious but unfulfilled mums to rule life while raising kids unapologetically on their terms. Now, you may have heard the quote about how there is an expectation on women to work as if they don't have kids and to raise kids as if they don't work. And this quote makes me sad and also a bit cross all at once, because I passionately believe that we absolutely deserve to have both fulfilling careers and also to feel like we are amazing mums at the same time. As mums, we are all too often under huge amounts of pressure with demands flying at us from all angles, and we can often behave like real sponges, absorbing the expectations and the demands and the needs of other people in our lives, whether that is our kids, our partners, our colleagues, families or friends. And as a working parent, it can subsequently feel like a real struggle to stay feeling balanced and calm as we frantically try to not only please ourselves, but also everybody else around us. And more often than not, we fall to the bottom of that priority list, which can make the juggle feel all the more draining and can make achieving balance feel all the more unattainable. When we return to work after having kids, there is no denying that it is a completely different ballgame to work before kids. Our priorities are likely to have shifted, our volume of available headspace is likely to be vastly reduced, and our schedules have probably been squeezed within an inch of their lives. So making some really intentional and assertive moves from the very beginning can make a huge difference to how well we both cope and also enjoy being a working parent. And it can really help us to achieve a sense of balance and make that feel so much more in reach. So today I am going to share with you my top 4 tips to help you create more calm, balance and enjoyment in your life as a working parent, which, by the way, you totally and utterly deserve. So, tip number 1, do something that you love. As somebody personally who was initially juggling parenthood with a career that I had completely fallen out with love with, compared to now doing a job that I couldn't love more, I cannot stress enough the importance of finding a career that you love, if that is feasible. Following your passions and doing something that really lights you up, it makes such a big difference to how balanced and fulfilled you feel as a working parent. It means that the time that you spend away with your kids will feel really worthwhile, purposeful and fulfilling. And it can really help to dilute the intensity of some of the more full-on moments of juggling as a working parent. Now, I appreciate that doing a job that you love, it can feel like a luxury, and sometimes it might feel unfeasible, especially if making that change might involve taking a financial risk or carving out time to retrain that you don't feel that you have. But if there is a way for you to take control over your work situation in some way, even if it is a small change, and plug more enjoyment and passion into your career, then I would definitely recommend exploring what that might look like. Okay, my second tip is all around setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is so important when it comes to finding balance as a working parent. One of the biggest traps that we fall into as working parents is to feel that we need to be on 24/7, and we feel the need to say yes to everything that comes our way, both in our personal and professional lives. And I think there's often a sense of needing to almost overcompensate for being a parent. And as a result, we can go above and beyond in all parts of our lives. But loading ourselves up with more pressure, expectation and stress than we have physical or mental capacity to handle is only going to send us in one direction, and that is burnout. And that will subsequently ruin your ability to show up as your best self, both at home or at work. So establishing and committing to some really healthy and sturdy boundaries can really, really help to protect your energy and well-being in the working parenthood juggle. So how can you do this? First of all, be open and communicate. Make sure that your manager and your colleagues are aware of what is possible and what isn't possible from your side, and set realistic expectations so that everybody is on the same page. Being totally transparent and honest about your availability can help you feel that your time and life is being respected and help you feel that you are living life on your terms. Secondly, play by your own rules. On your days off, take the day off. Don't get sucked into work. When you're with your kids, put your phone or your laptop in a separate room so you can stay present with them and you don't get distracted. Disconnect your emails on the weekend or when you're on holiday. If you practice what you preach, not only will you feel the positive benefits of being more in control of your life and feeling more in balance, but your colleagues will also respect the boundaries even more and realise that you are serious and mean business. My next tip is all around asking for help. As mums, we are notoriously bad at asking for help, and for some reason we commonly feel the need to tackle everything ourselves, and we feel shame or embarrassment or inadequacy putting our hands up and saying, I need support with this, or even worse, we feel guilt for inconveniencing somebody else. And we often misinterpret asking for help as a sign of weakness or failure, and we tell ourselves that it must mean that we're not good enough or we're not coping. But there is absolutely no reason why you need to take everything on yourself and pile up your plate and deal with it all on your own. So when you are next feeling overwhelmed by the working parenthood juggle, rather than feeling that you need to handle everything yourself, ask yourself, who can help me with this? Be honest about your needs. Don't see it as a weakness or a failure, and lean into your support network. Ask for some support from a more senior team member. Request a deadline change or delegate work to team members if you have people available. If you don't ask, you don't get. So I really, really encourage you to swallow your pride and get that help, because it will mean that you have more capacity and time to show up at home and do your other really important job. Finally, my final tip is to let go of the guilt. Feeling guilt in motherhood is so common, and as working parents, that can be amplified even further. We feel guilt for leaving our kids at nursery or after school clubs so that we can work. We feel guilt because we like working and we've made that choice not to stay at home with our kids all day because it forms part of our own identity. We feel guilty for juggling work and parenthood and always feel like maybe we aren't doing such a good job of that juggle. Many mums often resign themselves that feeling guilty in motherhood is a standard part of being a parent, and that it's something that we just need to learn to live with and put up with. But I point blank do not accept that as a statement, I'm afraid. We all deserve to feel good about ourselves, good about our careers and our parenting and our decisions. And we need to feel that we are allowed to navigate our way through life and through being a parent imperfectly, with the emotional freedom to enjoy it, to celebrate it, and to learn from it. Now, there's lots of techniques that can help to alleviate your feelings of mum guilt, but one of my favourites is so simple but powerful, and it is called perspective. Next time you feel your mum guilt spiralling, try and catch yourself in that whirlwind and take a moment to pause and breathe, get right back to basics and ask yourself some powerful grounding questions. What is really important here? Am I a loving parent? Am I trying my best? Does this feel like the right decision for me and my family? Ultimately, the most important thing is that your kids are healthy, happy and cared for, and in reality they expect so much less from us than we make out, and all the pressure is often just coming from ourselves, comparing ourselves to other people's standards or the standards that are put out there by society. So please stop beating yourselves up. Remember why you made the decisions that you made, why working is an important part of your identity, and try to reserve that self-judgment. practice some self-compassion, and show yourself some of that love and support that you absolutely deserve. Okay, so there you have it. I hope that those tips will help you to bring a little bit more balance, joy and calm into your life as a working parent. And if you enjoyed this little mini session, please do come on over to Instagram. You can find me at the Parenthood Coach for more down-to-earth goodness on navigating mum life. And also, if you'd like to find out about the work I do with my clients, head over to theparenthoodcoach.co.uk. All right, thank you again, Nourish team, for having me today, and sending you all lots of love. Bye-bye.